Ranking the best theme teams in Madden 23. We are back here with another tier list. Today I'm going to be updating my best theme team rankings in Madden 23. Now right before I do go ahead jump into the first theme team, I do want to go ahead shout out the comment of the day. Now let's talk about theme teams a little bit. I want to go over what I value a lot because essentially every one of these theme teams is going to have the best quarterback in the game with Elway. So what I'm really looking for is wide receivers and DBs. I think those are by far the most important positions in the game right now. So that's really what my rankings are going to be about. Obviously getting like edge pros and secures for your offensive line add a little bit of value as well. So with that being said, first one we'll go over is a Legends theme team. I mean, the Legends theme team has like the best card at each position and it's like not even close. Like this team is ridiculous and it's by far the highest rated in the game as well. Every year Legends are the best cards to drop, so I think no doubt about it. We're just going to start it off, make it really easy. Legends, still an S tier theme team. Now a team you might not think to run, but I think that could catch on. It's going to get dated a little bit fast, but the Zero Chill theme team right now in the game is really good. You get a secure protector, you get a secure, and you get an edge pro at right tackle. Really good stuff. And you get like CD Lamb, you get Plax, you get Herman Moore. A lot of the top end players in the game on the Legends theme team also happen to be on the Zero Chill theme team as well. And I think this team is ridiculous. You get Julius Pepper, Sean T, Ted Hendricks, Bo Jackson. This is going to be another theme team that goes ahead and joins Legends and S tier. And I'll be honest with you, these are the only two S tier theme teams I think in the game. Like I think there is a large gap between A and S. Now we're gonna get into our first real team right here. I know my face cam might be blocking like tight end and stuff, but I will talk about each and every single one. So 49ers theme team, what I like about it, your offensive line, you get like 4 out of 5 good positions, and potentially you can get Trent Williams with edge pro, Larry Allen can play him at right tackle, and you can get a secure pro. You don't have to use one of your hole spots on offensive linemen for this theme team. And receiver wise, you get Debo, you get Stevie Johnson, you get Randy Moss. That's pretty solid. You get Ronnie Lott, you get Hugh Fonga at strong safety. Now I know what you're thinking, strong safety, that's a little bit weak, but their cornerbacks make up for it like so much. You get Jason Brett, you get Richard Sherman, you get Rod Woodson, and pass rush, you get Buckner, you get Nick Bosa, you get a bunch of like really good cards, and this team's only going to get better with the upcoming playoff promo. So in my opinion, the Niners are going to be the first A tier caliber team. Now for the Bears, you get Braxton Jones, a 1 AP edge pro, you get Tevin Jenkins, so like 2 out of the 5 I think are really solid. You get Mike Ditka. Receiver wise is a little bit lacking after Devin Hester in my opinion, but you do get Cordell Patterson at running back and the fridge as well. So it's kind of like it's kind of like I would like to see a Brandon Marshall upgrade. I'd like to see maybe a Chase Claypool upgrade as well. Defense side of the ball, it's really like you have a lot of like star players, but not like a lot of good, like I would say like role players, right? Like Julius Peppers is great, but Cordell Patterson, Eddie Jackson at this point in the game, not really it. And corners are okay. Like I still think you can somewhat use Tracy Porter and Charles Tillman on a theme team, but I don't think this is great. And they don't have great pass rushers either. Like I like Khalil Mack, I like the fridge at defensive tackle, but other than that, it's not really great. And I mean Leonard Floyd too. So I guess they have good but not great pass rushers. I think they aren't really a good team. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the D tier. There was honestly one team I looked at and I was kind of disappointed with, and it was the Bengals. Now the Bengals offense side of the ball, you get Anthony Munoz, Ted, and Alex Kappa. 3 out of the 5. I don't like Willie Anderson because of the fact that he can't get edge pro for 1 AP, so I feel like you need to use a whole spot on a right tackle. Tight end is kind of like Mark Andrews is okay. Receivers is where I feel like they kind of lose. Like they have Jamar Chase, they have like good like AJ Green, Chad Johnson, like they're all good, but I don't feel like they're top end. You know what I'm saying? Like they're lacking like the star power. Like they really kind of need like a Jamar Chase type of upgrade, and Joe Mixon is a really good running back as well. But the offense, while like they have a lot of good players, I don't feel like it's great, if that makes sense. Now for the defensive side of the ball, Jesse Bates, Justin Reed is only like your really good strong safety. Like Jesse Bates okay on a team. Secondary wise, I mean you get like Dion, you get Troy, like Chidobe Awuzie, not terrible, but I don't feel like this is that great of a team, and you have no pass rush as well. You have no pass rush. I think they might be the worst theme team in the game. Like seriously. I don't really think they're good. I do not think they have a good theme team right now. And now we got the Bills. So Bills starting off with the offensive line. You have a left tackle that doesn't get edge pro. So I feel like you're going to use a lot of your whole spots on offensive line. You have a pretty good tight end in Pete. Running back, you get Lynch. Receivers, Zay Jones and CB Johnson and Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. Like, not great wide receivers, not great. They can somewhat like hold it down. Kind of the same thing I was saying about the Bengals. Like, you don't really get top end people. Defense side of the ball, you get Justin Reed, Laurie Malloy, Micah Hyde, and also you get Jordan Poyer as well. You might want to play Jordan Poyer at strong safety. And cornerback wise, you get Gilly Locke, you get Trey White, but they also have some good pass rushes as well with Bruce Smith, probably the best one in the game. Mario Williams is right there up with them too. Ed Oliver, I think, plays great. I think this is a decent team. I'm gonna put him C, and actually I'm gonna move Bengals up from F to D. I really don't think there's any F tier theme team, so I'm just gonna get rid of the F tier. Now we got the Broncos. So for offensive line, you really only have a good center. Tight end, kind of lacking if you didn't get Dave Casper, and Dave Casper, while he still breaks a lot of tackles at this point in the game, don't think he's great. Receivers again are kind of lacking because of the fact that, like, I mean, Jerry Jeudy is good, but like Brandon Marshall, a little bit dated. They just have dated cards. Terrell Davis is also dated. Their entire offense is kind of trash. Now for defense is kind of where they shine. You get Steve Atwater, you get Justin Simmons, you also get John Lynch and Justin Reed. So they have 4 great safeties, like 4 tippy top end safeties. You get Ty Law as well. You get Pat Surtain. You get a lot of really good players on this defense. They don't really get like top end pass rushers. It's really like DeMarcus Ware and everyone else. So in my opinion, I think they are D tier. And would I run them over the Bears? I don't know. I'd run them over the Bengals, but I'm going to put them D tier once again. Now we got the Browns. So the Browns, you get an edge pro tackle, which I like, and you get Kevin Zeitler right here. So 2 out of the 5 you don't need to use whole spots on. Mark Andrews at tight end, he's okay. Nick Chubb at running back now with 0 AP goal line back. I like that. You get Amari Cooper. Jarvis Landry I actually don't think is bad, so you probably need another whole spot on a wide receiver. 2 out of the 3 though, pretty decent. Like they're an okay offense. Now for defense side of the ball, cornerbacks I really like. You get Denzel Ward, you get Greg Newsome, and also I really like Martin Emerson as well. I feel like this is a team suited for a zone coverage scheme with Greg Newsome and Martin Emerson. Now for safeties, Jabril Peppers is kind of like okay on a theme team as well. You're gonna see a lot of Justin Reed and also Jordan Poole. Like, I don't love their safeties. I feel like they're okay though. And pass rush, you get Clowney, you get Garrett, and you get Paul Kruger. So you can make the pass rush work with this team as well. I think they're pretty decent. I think they are a C tier caliber team. Now we get the Bucks, who have a good left guard, have a good right guard, and even a 1 AP edge pro right tackle. 3 out of the 5 you don't got to use whole spots on. OJ Howard, love him on a theme team. They get Mike Evans and Julio at wide receiver. I like that duo, and potentially if you're running like a real Bucks theme team, Keyshawn Johnson did play on the Bucks, I believe. So that trio right there, really nice. And you potentially get Shady at running back. I still think he's pretty usable at this point in the game. And for the defense side of the ball, safeties are a little bit lacking besides John Lynch, but corners though, you get Sherman, you get Darrelle Revis, you get like Rondé, like you get some pretty good corners. Pass rush with Warren Sapp, Anthony Nelson. Like, this is a pretty good team. Once again, I feel like they are a step above the C tier teams. I'm going to go ahead and place the Bucks in B. And now we got the Cardinals. So for offensive line, Alan Faneca is really only the good one, but their offense is great. First off, Zach Ertz, one of the best tight ends in the game. You get D-Hop, you get Larry Fitz, you get AJ Green or Christian Kirk as well. Really love their receivers. Big fan of D-Hop's card, and also you get CJ2K at running back on a theme team. I think that's awesome. Love their offense, right? Now for the defense side of the ball is where it gets a little bit interesting. I would run Rudy Ford over Tyrann Mathieu. I think Rudy Ford's still pretty usable on a theme team. Adrian Wilson is great on a theme team as well. Corners though, you get Cromartie, you get Night Train Lane, you get Pat Pete. Love their court. Like, this is a really good theme team. Like, really good. Pass rushers though, you get like Chandler Jones, you get Darnell Dockett, and potentially like T Sizzle. So not like the best pass rushers in the game, but really good. And I think they are once again B tier, and I would run them over the Bucks. Like, I like their team. They're a couple pieces away from being A in my opinion. Right after that, we got the Chargers. Great left tackle, good right guard, with I believe the potential to play Jamari Slayer out of position at one of the guards. So you probably have 3 out of the 5 offensive line. Parham on a theme team is awesome. You get Mike Williams on a theme team, again, really great receiver. Stevie Johnson on theme team can hold it down. Kind of missing a wide receiver 3 though, and LT at running back is great. Now for the defense side of the ball though, the safeties are phenomenal. You get Thomas Davis, you get Rayshawn Jenkins, you get Justin Reed, and also Derwin James. So you could potentially play one of these guys at free safety as well. Now for corners, you get Jason Verrett, you get Antonio Cromartie, you get Desmond King as well. Like, they have a great secondary with really good pass rushers as well with Joey Bosa. You also get Dwight Freeney as well. I really like the team. I am going to go out on a limb and say the Chargers, A-tier caliber team. I really like them. Now we got the Chiefs. So for offensive line, you get 3 really good ones with Ed, you get Creed, and you get Will Shields. I like all 3 of these guys. So 3 out of 5 pretty good. Tony G is great. Travis Kelce's great, but other than their receivers are trash though. I hate this Tyreek Hill card, like big time Dolphins fan, but I felt like this card played awful. Juju isn't good, and I also feel like Dante Hall not good anymore. Marcus Allen is great though. Like they have a great running back, but I feel like their receivers are god awful. Defense side of the ball, safeties not really great besides like Justin Reed. Like Sammy Knight's an okay user now, but cornerback wise is where they kind of make their money on this team. Darrelle Revis, Ty Law, Kendall Fuller, and also L'Jarius Sneed, all really good corners. I just don't like the receivers. Their pass rush is pretty good too with Chris Jones, Emmanuel Ogbah, and T Sizzle. It's just like I really don't like the receivers, and receivers are so important to me. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the C tier right here. And now we got the Colts. The Colts used to be like just the easiest automatic F tier team because they didn't really get any upgrades, but now this team is looking pretty decent. Now, the Colts have Big Q, Jeff Saturday, and Nate Davis. These 3 are really good. 3 out of 5 on the O-line, that's solid. Now, if you didn't get Casper, using Kylan Granson and tight end, the slight little hole at tight end. They might have like the 3 best running backs in the game with Eric Dickerson, Marshall Faulk, and Jonathan Taylor, but receiver-wise, they're great as well. They get Andre Johnson, Marvin Harrison, Michael Pittman Jr. This trio right here is awesome. Also, Paris Campbell, not bad either. Like, I love their receivers, and for the defense side of the ball right here, they get Malik Hooker, they get Ted Hendricks, they get Justin Reed. They also get Nick Cross, who I think is a phenomenal in the box safety, so you could potentially play Justin Reed at free safety, and you have 4 really great safeties. Now for the corners, you get Cromartie, you get Gilmore, who's slightly dated though. You get one of the best corners in the game, then you get like an okay one. Now for pass rush, you get DeForest Buckner, you get Dwight Freeney, and you kind of need another pass rusher too, but this team's not F tier anymore. This is actually a pretty solid theme team. I actually really like the Colts theme team with their safeties. Bottom tier B or top end to C. I'm gonna lean bottom tier B though. I actually really like the Colts theme team. Now we get the Commanders. Love Trent Williams at tackle, love Russ Grimm at center. Brandon Sheriff at right guard can hold it down. I'm not a fan of Lane Johnson at right tackle because he can't get 1 AP edge pro. Tight end, slight little hole as well. You don't really get a great one, but receivers are great. Dion, Art Monk, Terry McLaurin is up to 96 speed on a theme team. Like Art Monk, I think turns into a great receiver, but Dion McLaurin, not really like top end, but they're okay. They're good on a theme team though. Brian Robinson, good halfback as well. So their offense is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's great, but I say it's pretty good. Defensive side of the ball, you get Thomas Davis and Sean T at free safety, and I would play one of these guys at strong safety, and you have 2 great safeties. Now for corner, you get Kendall Fuller, you get St. Juiced, and that's really kind of where the corners end in my opinion. I think those 2 are good, but everyone else not really great. The main appeal of this team, I think, is the best pass rush in the game with Bruce Smith, Montez Sweat, you get Chase Young, and I believe you also get Jason Taylor as well. So you get like 4 of the best pass rushers in the game. I think they are a top in the C tier team. They could potentially get so good though with a couple upgrades. Like I could see them jumping from like C all the way to A. Cowboys have a good center, and I would potentially play Larry Allen at like right tackle and get the 1 AP secure there, and Zach Martin play at the other tackle, or do it the other way and get 2 1 AP secures. Now for tight end, you get Mike Ditka. Wide receivers, you get CD, Amari Cooper, and Michael Irvin, who I really like on a theme team. CD Lamb, one of the best receivers in the game. DeMarco Murray, one of the best running backs as well. So I really like the offense. I think the offense is great. Defense side of the ball though, you get Malik Hooker, you get Darren Woodson. So 2 pretty good safeties. Cornerbacks, you get Harold Carmichael, you get Trayvon Diggs. Owuze is actually crazy slept on a theme team. Like he is actually a very decent corner. And for pass rush, you get Dorrance Armstrong with 1 AP double or nothing. You get DeMarcus Ware, you get Micah Parsons. I really like the team. I think the Cowboys are an A tier team. I could see them top in the B, but I think they're an A tier caliber team. Y'all are gonna see, I'm not biased at all. I don't really think this team's that great. We have like 2 good offensive linemen with Jake Brendel and Robert Hunt. You could potentially play Carsis at left guard, but I really like having Secure on the center as well, so Jake Brendel doesn't really do anything for me. Not a great tight end like Keith Jackson, really not that good. Running back, we get the best one in the game though, Keith Byers. We get Waddle, we get Landry, and Mike Wallace as receivers. So 3 good receivers. I think Waddle and Mike Wallace are great on the team. The offensive skill positions is great, but the trenches suck. And for the defense, Minka's pretty good on a theme team. Justin Reed's pretty good, but the cornerbacks suck. Like Trey White is okay, but Byron and Xavier Howard cannot hold it down, I'll be honest with you. And they have a good pass rush with Mario Williams, Cam Wake, Jason Taylor, Emmanuel Ogbah. It's just the corners suck. I think they're a worse Commanders team. I'm putting them in the D tier. And now we get the Eagles. The Eagles are a really good team. They get Jordan Mailata right here with 1 AP Edge Pro. They get Jason Kelsey, 0 AP Nasty Streak. They get Jack Anderson, who they could potentially play at left guard. Isaac Salamau, I might be saying that wrong, but he could slide in at right guard as well. So really, really good offensive line. Like 4 out of the 5. Again, Lane Johnson, if he got 1 AP Edge Pro, he'd be great, but doesn't get 1 AP Edge Pro. Zach Ertz already talked about how good he is. And Keith Byers, once again, they get the Fridge, they get Mike Wallace, they get Devontae Smith, they get Art Monk, they get AJ. Like the offense is damn near perfect. Like great offense. Defensive side of the ball this time, you get B-Doc, you get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I would play B-Doc at strong safety. And then look at their corners. They get Carmichael, they get Rasul Douglas, they get Big Play Slay. Great corners as well. You get Jevon Kearse, you get Reggie White, you get the Fridge, you get Cox as a pass rusher. This theme team is amazing. I think they are a tippity top end A tier theme team. Might be the closest to joining Zero Chill or Legends and S. Now we get to the Falcons. You get a 1 AP Edge Pro Jake Matthews. You get Chris Lindstrom. So 2 out of the 5 on offensive line. Tony G is great at tight end. You get Eric Dickerson or Cordell Patterson at running back with Julio, Devin Hester, Deion Sanders at wide receiver. I don't mind that. I think their offense is okay. I think their offense is pretty good. Now, defensive side of the ball, safeties is kind of where they lose me. I like Ryan Neal as a user on a theme team, but other than that, I don't really think their safeties are that usable. They get Casey Hayward as corner, but after Casey Hayward, I think there is a very big drop off. I think D'Angelo Hall is super dated, and same thing with Carlton Davis. And they honestly don't have any pass rushers that I like. Like Clay Matthews, I think is dated. I think Bruce Irvin isn't really that good. So I'm not a big fan of this theme team. I think they are a D tier caliber theme team. And now we got the Giants. The Giants get a 1 AP Edge Pro and Andrew Thomas. They get Jack Anderson as well, who, like I said, can slide over to left guard, and Kevin Zeitler can go ahead start at right guard. 3 out of the 5 once again. Evan Ingram is a really good tight end. And for receiver, Plax and Herman Moore. I love this duo so much. Getting this on a theme team is awesome. And Saquon in the backfield as well. I just feel like they're lacking a wide receiver 3. Like if they got a decent wide receiver 3, this theme team would be amazing. You get Sammy Knight, Xavier McKinney. I feel like their safeties are all kind of mid. Like they're all okay. And their corners are pretty much the same. Like you only get Adoree Jackson. So their secondary is terrible. The pass rush with LT and Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence though, I like. But like I feel like the secondary is just too bad, man. They're the best team in D or the worst team in C in my opinion. And I'm going to lean the best team in D. I think they need some major secondary upgrades. Hopefully with the playoff promo, they get that. And then they're actually a really good theme team. The Jags right here, the offensive line, I really only like Nate Davis. Evan Ingram is good. The receivers are not good, but they can hold it down with Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, and Christian Kirk. Again, not great receivers, but can slightly hold it down. MJD at running back. I think their offense is entirely okay. And the defense side of the ball, I like Tyson Campbell a lot. I like Jalen Ramsey. I like Shaq Griffin as well. I like Rayshawn Jenkins. I like Justin Reed. They have some really good pieces in the secondary. Same thing with Rudy Ford as well. Pretty good pass rushes as well with Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen. Karlaftis isn't terrible. I feel like this team's decent. I like it more than all the D tier caliber teams. But again, they're like a worst team in C, best team in D type situation. And I would lean worst team in C. Now we get the Jets. The Jets get Alan Faneca and Laken Tomlinson, Nick Mangold. So 3 out of the 5 on offensive line. Tight end is a weak point for this theme team, but they get Keith Byers, they get Plax, they get Art Monk, they get Garrett Wilson. 3 really, really good receivers, especially on a theme team. I like their offense. The defense side of the ball is crazy. Ronnie Lott, Steve Atwater, Justin Reed, Antonio Cromartie, Revis, Ty Law, and the pass rushers with Quentin Williams, Jason Taylor. Like, they have some heavy hitters on their team. I think this theme team is great. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the A tier, and I think they might be like top end of A. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, right after that, we got the Lions. They got Laken Tomlinson and Glasgow on the offensive line, but TJ Hawkinson at tight end. They get Calvin, they get Herman, and potentially Amon St. Brown is who I would start at wide receiver 3. Not bad. Like Calvin and Herman are definitely really, really good. They get Barry at running back as well. So far, the offense, I think, is good. Defense side of the ball, Quandre Diggs, while people are going to say he's 5'11", he gets some really good abilities, and he's usable on the theme team. Deshaun Elliott, I like, and Glover Quinn, kind of the same thing, not as usable as Quandre Diggs, but can maybe hold it down for you. I don't think he's great though. The main appeal of this team though, in my opinion, is double Calvin. Like double Calvin's great. They get Night Train Lane and Big Play Slay as well. I think this team is a worse version of the Eagles theme team, but I still think they're pretty interesting. I think they are a B tier caliber theme team. Now we get the Packers, who are probably the current lead for who I want to make my no money spent theme team. They get John Runyon, they get Jeff Saturday, they get Jari Evans. So 3 out of the 5 I think are really, really solid. They don't really have a great tight end. Again, I'm not a big Keith Jackson fan. They don't really have a great running back either. Christian Watson is awesome on a theme team. They get Alan Lazard, who I think is really good on a theme team as well. I would potentially run Devontae Adams as wide receiver 3. They could use like a Devontae Adams type receiver. You know, I bet Packers fans think the same thing in real life. And also what they could do is put Jim Taylor at running back as well. So they have a decent running back, but it's just your fullback and Jim Taylor. Now for the defense side of the ball is what I love. Julius Peppers, Rudy Ford, Ted Hendricks, love those safeties. You get Charles Woodson, Jair Alexander, Rasul Douglas as well at corner. Like, I love this defense so much. You get Reggie White as well. You get Clay Matthews. You get I love the defense. The defense is awesome. The offense slightly holds them back. They are the best team in B for me. Now for the Panthers, I don't really like any of their offensive line. Pete's good. Receivers, again, not great besides Steve Smith. And you have McCaffrey at running back, who is pretty solid. Defensive side of the ball, you get Thomas Davis, Julius Peppers, Jeremy Chin. Love those safeties. Now for corners, Rasul Douglas, Stephon Gilmore, Charles Tillman. Again, not really like top end after Rasul, but still usable on a theme team. You get Reggie White as a pass rusher. You get Bruce Irvin as a pass rusher as well. Don't love the pass rush. I don't love the theme team, but I think they're solid. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the C tier. Now we got the Patriots. Offensive line wise, really only the center. Like everyone else is kind of not good at this point. Hunter Henry is a really good tight end. Byers, best running back in the game. They get Cooks, Moss, Ocho Cinco as wide receivers. Not a big Ocho Cinco fan, but he's really good on a theme team. Now for the defense side of the ball, you get Devin McCourty, great on a theme team, Justin Reed, but their corners are insane with Mike Haynes, Darrell Revis, Ty Law, and even Jonathan Jones as well. I love their corners a lot, and that's really what carries this team. Like the pass rush isn't like phenomenal, but I think once again, they're like a B tier caliber team. I would run the Packers over them, but I think they're B tier. Now we get the Raiders. The Raiders get a 1 AP edge pro and Colton Miller, and that's probably it for the offensive line. Like I don't think Trey Smith is too usable, but Darren Waller's great, Randy Moss great, Amari Cooper great, Jerry Rice somewhat usable still at this point in the game. He'd be 94 speed. I think he's still usable. Get route tree on him. He'll hit all the route running thresholds. And Eric Dickerson, Marshawn Lynch, like they have great running backs as well. I think their offense is really good, but I think their defense is great with Ronnie Lott, Ted Hendricks, Bo Jackson, Charles Woodson, Mike Haynes, like so many of these guys you would see on the Legends team, also on the Raiders team. You get Howie Long, you get Warren Sapp, you get Chandler Jones, you get Khalil Mack as well as pass rushers. I think this team is a great theme team still. I think they are an A tier theme team. Now I would run the Eagles over them, but I still think they're great. Now we get to the Rams. The Rams, not really a good offensive line besides Jackie Slater, and I would play him at guard because he doesn't get the 1 AP edge pro. Now for tight end, slight little weakness. Receivers with Cooks and Kupp, I like that, but after that it's a major fall off with Dante Hall. They have good running backs in Eric Dickerson and Marshall Faulk though. Now for the defense side of the ball, you get Taylor Rapp, Nolan Cromwell. Is Nolan Cromwell still usable on a theme team? That's tough. That's tough to say. Cornerback wise though, you get Night Train Lane, you get Kobe Bryant, and you get Marcus Peters. I think their corners are really decent. Now for pass rush, Aaron Donald, Clay Matthews, Leonard Floyd, their pass rushers are phenomenal. I feel like they're very similar to the Commanders, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them C. I think they're better, and I could potentially see them a tier higher than the Commanders, but I feel like they're very similar theme teams. Now we got the Ravens. They get Ogden, Marshall Yanda, and potentially Linderbaum at center. I think 3 out of the 5 are very, very solid. Darren Waller with 1 AP short and elite. You get Steve Smith, Devin Hester, Mike Wallace. Feel like you can really make that work. I don't think running back is a strength. I think I would use a whole spot on a running back. Now for defense though, you get Justin Reed, Deshaun Elliott, Ed Reed. Like Ed Reed at this point, not really great. I'm expecting if you're running a Ravens team, you're a big Ed Reed fan. So I don't feel like he's bad, and I feel like you would run him, so I don't feel like he's terrible. Cornerback wise, you get Rod Woodson, Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, not bad, and pass rush, Matthew Judon, Zadarius Smith, the Goose. I don't mind their pass rush at all. I feel like it's really, really decent. I feel like this is a good theme team. I think they are a B tier caliber theme team. Now, I don't think they're quite top in a B, but I think they're like bottom end. Now we get the Saints, who have a great right side of the offensive line with Jari Evans and Ryan Ramczyk. Taysom Hill is great. Now for receivers, Cooks, Jarvis Landry, I feel like they need a wide receiver 3. Running backs great though with Earl Campbell. And for the defensive side of the ball though, safeties I don't really feel like are that good, and cornerbacks again I don't feel like are that good. I feel like their secondary really is terrible, and that's what is really going to affect the ranking for me. They are going to go like D tier. Now we get the Seahawks, that offensive line wise doesn't really offer you anything. Definitely going to use probably all 5 whole spots on offensive line. You get Pete at tight end, but you get DK at wide receiver, Devin Hester, Jerry Rice. I feel like they're all usable. And for running back, Marshawn Lynch, Kenneth Walker, love this duo right here. Now for defense, Quandre Diggs, again I think he's usable on a team. Cam Chancellor, and also Ryan Neal as well if you need a user on the team. Sherman, Tariq Woolen, and Kobe Bryant though as corners. You also get DK Metcalf out of position corner. I really like it. And the pass rush with Jadeveon Clowney, John Randall, like I like the team. I like the team a lot. I kind of want to put them A tier. Like I kind of want to put them A tier, but I'm going to lean like top end to B once again. Now we got the Steelers offensive line, really only Alan Faneca. Freiermuth is a good tight end. You get Deontay Johnson, Plax, and Mike Wallace as receiver, all good. People don't like James Conner, but I think he is a decent running back, especially on a theme team. So the offense, pretty solid. Now for the defense side of the ball, you get Minka, you get Troy P, you get Justin Reed, so 3 good safeties. And for corners, it's really only Rod Woodson, and the corners are what really killed this team in my opinion. I think they need better corners. I can only put them C tier. Like if they got decent like legend corners, they could potentially be A tier. Like I could see them making a major jump, but they just have no good corners besides Rod. Now another usual automatic easy F tier team, the Texans. They get good guards with Nate Davis and Kenyon Green. OJ Howard, love him on a theme team. You get Cooks, Johnson, Hopkins at wide receiver, and Damian Pierce at running back. I like all of them. So Texans so far, not bad. And if we take a look at the defense side of the ball, Ed Reed, who again not really that great in this game at this point, but not terrible. I think he's usable. You get Justin Reed and Jalen Petrie as well. I really like Jalen Petrie's card. And for corner, you get Desmond King. Like the corners suck, but the offense is good. You get Jadeveon Clowney, Mario Williams, Carlos Watkins as pass rushers as well. I feel like this team isn't D tier. I feel like it's like a bottom tier C tier team once again. Now we got the Titans. The Titans have Bruce Matthews, who I don't know if he's too usable anymore, but you get Nate Davis, you get NPF right here with the 1 AP Edge Pro. I like that. I would start Delaney Walker at tight end, and I think you have a pretty good tight end. Receivers with Andre Johnson, Randy Moss, Julio Jones, and AJ Brown, amazing. Running back with DeMarco Murray, amazing. Earl Campbell, CJ2K as well, all really, really great. So I like the offense. Defensive side of the ball, I think Byard's good. I think Justin Reed is, I don't want to say good, but I think he's usable on a theme team. I think Justin Reed good. And I think Derrick Henry on a theme team is a nasty user. Now for their corners, Desmond King is really it. Adoree Jackson, like not really great corners. You get Cam Wake, Jadeveon Clowney, Jevon Kearse, and Jeffrey Simmons as pass rush though. I really love their pass rush. I really only dislike like a couple corners on the team. I'm going to move them up into B, and I'm also going to move the Rams up. I think the Rams are a tier better Commanders type of team, so I'm going to move them up into B. And for the last team of the video, we got the Vikings. The Vikings have Randall McDaniel at left guard and then kind of nothing else. They have TJ Hawkinsock at tight end. They have a great offense, like Cordell Patterson, Dalvin Cook at running back, Randy Moss, KJ Osborne, Mike Wallace, Jay Jett as a receiver. The offense is phenomenal. The defense is kind of terrible. Like safeties, you have nothing. Corners, you have Pat Pete, and then nothing. So, like, the secondary is awful. The receivers are great. You have good pass rush in Danielle Hunter, John Randall, and, like, even Anthony Barr, I would consider a pass rusher. I think the team is, like, top in the C. I hate their secondary. I hate their secondary. If they got good secondary pieces, they would be a great theme team. But yeah, y'all, this is my thoughts on theme teams in Madden 23 Ultimate Team. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know who you think should go up, who you think should come down. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with the best cards in Madden 23. Now, if you want to see me use some of these theme teams live, again, I think I'm going to build a Packers theme team on my No Money Spent, and I already have a Dolphins theme team, so make sure to check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. We've been grinding the streams over there, so I greatly appreciate that. Now, if you don't feel like heading over to Twitch, you guys want another video to watch, check this one out right here. I rank the best wide receivers in Madden 23.